every time I make a record, I learn lessons from that and I try to apply it to the next project. Whether it's my own record or I learned stuff making this record that I'll apply to the next Indications record. So it's all part of the same continuum of growth. You know, a solo record is something I might not have made time for myself, but Dan Auerbach from Black Keys, who produced this record, called me up and asked me to do it. Having friends, especially like people, close to me, dealing with like addiction, and sort of being close to that and trying to help with that. That's what the song Done Lying is about.
Hey Aaron, how are you? And where are you at the moment?
I'm in Brooklyn,
okay.
New York. Yeah.
Okay. I've listened to the album a number of times already. It's full with love songs, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Do you like to write about love songs?
I do, because they're fun and they're positive, and I do think we're in a time where bad news travels so much faster than good news, and somehow I feel like writing songs like that, I don't know, try to restore some cosmic balance. But I'm in a relationship, a very beautiful, healthy one, and so a lot of the songs on the record are coming from an experiential place.
Can you hear me? I'm crying. Can you feel me?
It is so nice to listen to 12 songs that are so happy songs. They're happy songs.
They are happy songs, and they're songs of gratitude. Which is like a lot of what I felt when making this record, because a solo record is something I might not have made time for myself. But Dan, called me up. Dan Auerbach from Black Keys, who produced this record, called me up and asked me to do it. And I don't know, just think it became a time of reflection of like what I went through just to get to this point. And it's a lot of my friends, my family, my bandmates, my lady, like teachers, all the people who helped me. And so it's an album to just say thank you to everybody.
All I know is there be bad news. There be bad news.
Every time I read the name of Dan Auerbach on an album, it makes me feel curious.
Before we got in the studio together, a lot of our communication was just sending songs back and forth. Sometimes even with no commentary, just a conversation of songs. I tried really hard to sort of find a common understanding of records that we both loved, so that when we got in the studio, we were like operating with like the same, shared vision.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Dan has a great ear, and you can definitely hear on the record the moments where it's like some Auerbach's flair is being added, yeah. Which as I'm a fan, I'm a fan of Dan, and the Black Keys were a big influence on me, early on, and I love his solo work. So there's a song on the record called "Can't Leave It Alone" that has just like a ripping guitar solo, and it's like, that's cool. Like for me as a fan, I'm like, oh my god, there's there it is. Dan definitely helped shape the record. His writing process is really interesting. You have a very finite amount of time to write. So we wrote the whole album over the course of 4 days.
Yeah. Wow.
And I had never written at that. That was the most prolific writing session I'd ever been a part of. And it sort of like forces you into this like intuitive place where you kind of turn off a little bit the instinct that I think a lot of musicians feel to overthink and overanalyze their work, and like constantly be comparing your writing to Bob Dylan, Hal David lyrics, whatever it is. Here, it's just like just go with what feels good and right in the moment. And then you might have time to refine, but it's like, don't derail the process to sort of start spiraling over it. And so the songs themselves, I think, just came from a very like gut place.
Those 4 days, was that the point of starture, or was that a fixed number of days that he told you to work on songs as in writing and that's it? No 5, no 3, 4 days.
That's what we had, yeah.
Wow. And that didn't stress you at all? Because I can imagine that you have to
It definitely
work on a
stressed me.
deadline. If you need to work on a deadline, you get stressed.
I think you can fight it, or you can let go and just be in it.
Yeah.
And, you know, thankfully I managed to get to a place that was just like kind of embracing it.
The atmosphere of Charles Bradley is never far away. It feels a bit like Charles Bradley sometimes. I love it. It's so open. It's open, happy love songs, a great sense of love. That's what I like so much.
I love that about Charles Bradley. And you know, it's an honor to be compared to someone like that. He's somebody that, you know, I got to see him a couple times in my life, and he's somebody who would just like cry on stage. You know what I'm saying? Just like screaming with tears flowing down. And he was so unafraid to access that vulnerability in his songwriting and in his stage performance. That's something that is very inspiring to me. And I really tried to be like vulnerable on this and honest on this record. And it's scary to do that. But yeah, having somebody like Charles, like, and seeing how powerful that is definitely a compass.
I love you. I love you so much. Thank you, sweetheart. Many blessings to you.
You know, there's been some dark, you know, kind of rough stuff in my own life. Having friends, especially like people, you know, close to me, dealing with like addiction, and sort of being close to that and trying to help with that. That's what the song Done Lying is about. You know, if you've had somebody in your life that you love, you know, who's struggling with addiction of any type, there is that kind of like, this is the last time, that's it, you know, like, don't leave, I'm here, we're done, like, it's done. And yeah, that's kind of, it's heavy.
The thing itself, when you're finished with the song, or is this a way to warn your friend or to get the topic straighter, more close to your friend?
I think for me, songwriting is more of a way to like process after the fact, than to go back to, you know, somebody and play a record for them, you know, at the time.
Yeah, but it can work very enriching for yourself, but also for that friend.
Yeah, you know, I mean, in truth, unfortunately, the friends of mine who have kind of gone down that road have passed away. But I hope that, you know, songs like that can be helpful in other people's lives, whether they're struggling with it or people in their life are.
Wow, heavy, very heavy.
Yeah.
Well, last time we met was in, I would say, April 2018, when you were drumming with the Indicators in the studio in Amsterdam North, right?
Yes.
Yes.
That's a beautiful studio. That was a really cool spot. I do remember. I do. Yeah.
Try to get by just for a while. Do I my pride, pain on my smile, smile. Yeah, try to get by. Yeah.
Now you're doing solo stuff. How does that feel? Is it different?
Just to clarify, I am still part of Durand Jones and the Indications.
Of course.
We'll be making our third record. We'll be recording it this coming January, February. But yeah, it's definitely different with a solo thing. It's interesting because you don't have, it's all on you. Like if you don't do something, it doesn't get done. You know, it's not like, okay, we got this, so you do this and I'll do this. So there's definitely, you know, it's challenging in that way, but it's also challenging in that like, you don't have the brain trust, even on things like merch design, you know, artwork. It's all on you, and so you have to kind of listen even harder to your instincts and trust yourself in making those decisions. But it's fun.
There's a shadow on the wall, and it looks a lot like you.
So would you describe it as, let's say, a completely different branch of tree, or is it comparable? It's still comparable.
It's still comparable. I would say it is a different branch of the same tree. You know, every time I make a record, I learn lessons from that and I try to apply it to the next project. So whether it's my own record or I learned stuff making this record that I'll apply to the next Indications record. So I feel like it's all part of the same continuum of growth.
Said you'll never let me go.
Thank you very much for your time.
Man, it's my pleasure. It's good to see you again.
Stay healthy.
Cool. Yeah, you too, man. Take care.